But now Brunson's calling out Paulo Costa. Now, Paulo Costa, again, has been making a few waves.
Well, he pulled out of the Robert Whittaker fight.
Yeah, because he had COVID.
Yeah, apparently it's not COVID. Apparently he's
he
got
felt
the
ill.
flu. He's got the flu apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently there was some COVID issues earlier.
Yeah.
And then now he's just got he's got flu-like symptoms, but apparently not COVID.
Yeah, but however, the flu can lead to COVID and all that. Because his immune system's quite compromised right now. So with COVID still going around, it could be a chance. But what I wanted to bring up was he just keeps making all these waves. Like he said, one of the reasons why he lost to Israel Adesanya was because he got drunk the night before and he was hungover.
I could believe that, to be honest.
You can believe that?
I can believe that.
What's your argument?
That he said he was having horrible muscle cramps, right? Horrible muscle cramps. And I think Paulo, and I kind of like Paulo, to be honest, but he does stupid shit. And a stupid thing to do is to drink wine, because wine is a form of alcohol, right? Oh yeah, the best thing for muscle cramps is what? Let's get even more dehydrated.
Yeah.
Let's go mess with our diuretic hormone. Like, that makes no sense, right? What I think he was trying to do was trying to just get to sleep by passing out, right? He's trying to bring his heart rate down as alcohol is a depressant, and then fall asleep, right? I think the nerves probably was a factor as well. I think he couldn't fall asleep because of the time zone, as well as the muscle cramps are probably an issue because he cuts a serious amount of weight, right? I actually believe it. I actually think it was true. But
there's other ways to get to
there's
sleep.
There's other ways to get to sleep. You can take melatonin. You know, there's plenty of people on standby, right, that you could probably ask them. I know you're in a bubble, right, but you can ask, look, I can't fall asleep. You know, I want to put on my best performance. Can someone go and get me something, like even some magnesium?
Yeah,
okay, get
magnesium or some zinc, or
get some magnesium, or can I take some melatonin supplement, and that will pop you out like a light, right? And there will be no issues with drug testing or anything like that. I think the pressure got to him. He was feeling really overwhelmed, and then he's got all these muscle cramps. He's thinking, "Oh no, this is the first time I'm gonna be in this amazing championship fight, right? As a title contender, I want to beat Izzy. He's been talking shit. I've been talking shit. I've got these muscle cramps. How am I gonna go to sleep, right?" And he just panicked, right? And he drank. And I think it was a very, very stupid mistake. But I think 10 times out of 10, Izzy beats Costa on any night. He was just... This wasn't a back and forth. It wasn't a close fight, right, where, maybe if Costa was in the right shape, he would have been faster and sharper and had better timing. Izzy picked him apart, and we knew that. We knew Izzy was going to pick him apart because Costa has large telegraph strikes, and usually he just he butchers people. He tenderizes him. He's not really so much the eraser. He's the tenderizer. He kind of tenderizes you with punches over and over and over, like the Uriah Hall fight. He just beat him down physically, right, until Uriah could no longer stand under the pressure. He doesn't have one-shot knockout power. He knocks him down. And I was really interested to see how we would go with Robert Whittaker. But now that he's pulled out, and now who came in against Robert Whittaker now?
Kevin Gastelum.
So that was supposed to happen a long time ago.
Yeah, so that's a good fight. That's a good fight to have, because they were originally meant to fight for the title, but Robert Whittaker pulled out
back in 2018, 2019. Yeah.
So
he had a collapsed bout as well as a external hernia.
Yeah. And then that card, Silva fought Adesanya. So that's why it was meant to be like the middleweight card, really.
Yeah, exactly. And that was what the issue was when, Kelvin would then walk around with the belt.
He acted like he won it.
And it did act like he won it.
Yeah. It was quite strange. I think he was one of the shortest. He had one of the shortest title reigns as well, because he lost it in his next fight straight away to Adesanya. He never his first defense.
I would argue he was never really the champ because he never fought Robert Whittaker. But
Sober Costa still undefeated.
He's under sober. Costa is still undefeated. That's what he likes to say. I like that he's still making a little bit of a meme out of himself. He usually does. Yeah. Well, he's the one that calls himself king of bitches. But coming back to the earlier question, like, should they make Brunson versus Costa? I think they should, but I do not like Brunson's. I don't like Brunson's, chances. I wasn't.
They're not that high. They're not very high.
I wasn't impressed by Brunson's performance, to be honest, and I like Brunson. I actually think he's a really nice guy. But when you take the likability out of it, I don't think he has the skill set to beat Costa. I think Costa will be incredibly motivated, and although he probably doesn't have the best cardio either, I was a bit disappointed with how low Brunson's striking ability was on the ground. Not striking ability, but the amount of volume of strike was on the ground. I know he can stand with some high level strikers if he wants to, especially when he's patient and not running into shots, which he used to do. But when he took down Holland, I was expecting him to really pressure him a lot with shots over and over, and that only really happened in the first round. Second, third, fourth, and fifth didn't really happen, and he only won. I think he only really won those rounds because he would smother Holland, and Holland was obsessed with getting a submission off his back due to his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, and it wasn't a smart game plan, right? And also he was very interested in talking to Khabib rather than his own coaches that know him better. I think Brunson vs. Costa is a very interesting fight. It was supposed to happen actually before the Brunson vs. Holland fight was actually secured. They actually already made posters for it and everything. It was basically the fans getting interested for Brunson and Costa, but I would like to see that fight. I would take Costa in that fight. I don't like Brunson's chances. I think he really needs to work on his cardio.
Well, he's 37. He's been fighting for quite an extensive amount of time. However, he jumps quite a queue. So Derek Brunson 7th and Paulo Costa 2nd. He skips over Jared Cannonier in 3rd. I feel like that could have been a very good fight.
I think so. A lot of people had actually said Brunson versus Cannonier would be a good fight as well.
Because Till's 4th and he's fighting Marvin Vettori in Fight Night in a few weeks. And then you got Jack Hermanson. I can't remember. Oh, he's fighting Edmund Shabazi, who's 12th.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so that's also a bit of a jump for Shabazi.
Yeah. I think they should make that fight. It would be an interesting fight. However, I do not like Brunson's chances. He's done a bit better now. I think he's on a 3-fight win streak now.
Yeah.
He's became much more of a patient striker, right? But he absorbs a lot of shots, to be honest. In order to wrestle them down, he can absorb a lot of shots, and that's where he can get hurt. I mean, that first round could have gone a different way if Holland just connected, Yeah, it was an interesting fight. I learned a few bits and pieces off Kevin Holland, a bit too aggressive, falls into the clinch, questionable takedown defense in the clinch. Good takedown defense when they're apart, but questionable takedown defense in the clinch.